simple as helping them to move a log that's blocking some special area. And when you've moved that, if you listen to it, or you think it's your imagination, but just follow your imagination and do it, and then sit quietly, and they on their side are going to be responding to you, seeking to identify with this common object, moving the log. So that becomes a bridge between the worlds. So it's like in any project, when you work together in community, you establish bonds.
What do they think of the current state of this planet? We must be, the way we act, the global warming, pollution. What do they think about what we've done to their beautiful world?
Well, they explained to me when they started to work with me that this is the cutting time. And frankly, if we humans take down the earth, they go too. So it's to their benefit. Before, like in the Lord of the Rings, how the nature spirits left the humans, they left Middle Earth, and they went into their own realm. The nature spirits are coming back, and any human being who is at all interested and has any capacity or sensitivity, they're reaching out to work with us to make us aware that it's our job to transform the situation. Just quietly, one at a time, in our own small family, in our own small town, in our own small community. And that building up of individuals is what changes the global consciousness.
In one of your books, you discuss ghosts. And I was wondering if I could get your definition of what a ghost is.
Yes, a ghost, a real ghost per se, is a human being who died and did not transition to the light. And that is for various reasons. It could be very often that in their culture, they were not told there was an afterlife. So when they died, they knew they still existed because they just went from one room to another. So they think they're still alive, and they keep trying to interact with their atmosphere. The other thing is very often a person can die and leave a task unfinished and not feel that they can leave until they've completed that task, such as caring for a loved one or seeing that, some task is accomplished. Very often when I was doing consultations professionally, people would come to me and want me to prove that they had a ghost in their restaurant or their guest home. And I would explain to them that this is a real human being, and if I find a ghost there, I'm obligated to work with that life form to explain the situation and help that ghost to transition to the light. And if that's not what they want, they shouldn't ask me to come. I don't do it for curiosity. I do it because this is a human soul who needs to transition on.
Do you think that in today's society, the spirit world is made to be it's something to poke fun at, it's something to let's do some ghost hunting, let's go on a ghost tour, let's go sit in a graveyard and look for ghosts? Are we too disrespectful of the spirit world?
Well, it comes from ignorance. And it is disrespectful. However, on the other hand, in all of these TV shows and movies, it is getting us familiar with breaking the bonds of the third dimension, where it used to be that we thought only the third dimension existed and anything else was evil or whatever. So it does have the function that some people get curious, and when they make contact and they have a conversation, they do transition on to a higher way of thinking. But that being said, there are all levels of consciousness, and I can only take care of my own.
Yeah, gotcha. Tell me about crystal life technology.
Well, Crystal Life was founded back in the 1990s when I had very serious health issues. I was working at the United Nations, and I had environmental issues. And that's when I first started communicating interdimensionally, because the Melchizedeks came and explained that I was diagnosed as 90% filled with radiation from electromagnetic pollution.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was supposed to die. And they said, well, you could die, nobody would fault you for it, or we can help learn to live. And at that time is when they started teaching me how to work with energy. And then it was just from then on. So after that happened, I met a lot of people who also were told by doctors that their electromagnetic issues were their imagination, which they're not. And I started out by providing jewelry, energy jewelry, and energy products that could help people to protect their energy fields and to become healthy again. So that was the start of Crystal Life, and since then it's evolved into many areas of helping people understand consciousness, to get good, responsible, healthy energy products and jewelry for their homes.
I would imagine with all the wireless technology that we have today that this is a major concern for people who are inundated with microwaves, radio waves, and all the other kind of communication waves that have yet come to light, that there are going to be serious consequences. How can people best protect themselves from all the radio frequencies and microwave that we're subjected to each and every day?
Yeah, it's fascinating because actually there's no frequency that's not being used by something, by some life form. So when something comes in and usurps it, is like a bully and takes over, then something's going to suffer. And when we come in and we're using all these wonderful microwave facilities and instruments, the best thing to do is to learn to see your own energy field and to sense what part of your energy field is being affected, and then find something that can stabilize it. Unfortunately, in the West, we don't even realize that we have an energy field, or we have an aura, that we have a Merkaba around us, which I discuss in my first book, We Are Not Alone. And if you just simply keep rocks and trees and plants around you, then you're going to help to create a natural environment that's good for your health. So if you have to be around technology all day, if that's your job, which it is for most of us, keep a bunch of good rocks around you, keep some plants around you, and that helps to alleviate the narrow field of the technical equipment.
What are some of the symptoms that our listeners can look for if they are being inundated with too many radio waves, or too many microwaves, or too much wireless technology?
Well, one basic is carpal tunnel syndrome, and that comes from a drying out of the energy field, and that's where your hands, you're working on the computer a lot. Another thing is depression. If you have a good life and yet you're depressed, that's another sign. Another sign is immune system deficiencies. You're not able to connect to all of the frequencies in nature that are feeding your energy field because you've identified with the narrow field of the computer and the technology you're working with. So your general health goes down. Now, what's the solution for it? Well, there are various ways you can use sacred geometry. The flower of life is being used in people.
Very interesting, and people can go to your website and surf it and learn out a lot more about what you and I are discussing tonight.
That's correct. Yes, we are focused our website in providing information. So we have a very large library with lots of articles, and every single product on our website explains what it does and the frequency it protects you with or offers you.
Atala, please stand by. You and I have to take our final break for this hour. www.crystal-life.com is the website. And we'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we wrap up this hour here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Once again, if you'd like to send me an email, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X Zone Radio TV, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. Hey, if you've missed a show or if you'd like to go back in time and listen to past shows, it's very simple, www.xzonearchives.com. My name is Rob McConnell, and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break. Don't go away.
The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Exonation, our guest this hour is Atala Dorothy Toy. Her website is crystal-life.com. And Atala, I have to ask you, you've traveled extensively around the world. And throughout your travels, have you been able to communicate with other nature spirits and fairies and gnomes? And when they communicate with you, is it in the language of psychic realm, or is it a different language?
Okay. First of all, yes, I have a wonderful time traveling with the tree spirits, especially when I'm in a foreign country. If I've eaten something wrong, and my stomach's a bit upset, I know I can always go to a local tree. I'll put my hands on the tree and ask the tree if it could please help me and run its energy through me and clear my system. So I'm identifying with cellular structure of that society. This worked well everywhere except when I was in Kyoto and I was in the Royal Garden and the Royal Pines. And I went in there to do that, and the nature spirit said to me, "Who are you and what do you want?" So I explained to them I was not feeling well, and they paused for a while, and they said, "Well, all right, but don't come back." So they healed me, and I left, but I was always taught by my Melchizedeks to say thank you. So in 3 days later, I went, I have to just thank them. So I went back. As soon as I walked in, there is this silence, and they said, "We told you not to come back." And I went, "Well, thank you very much. I just wanted to thank you, and I won't bother you anymore." So they are very helpful no matter where you go. Now, there is a universal language, and it's done through the heart. Everything, if you move into the heart, you can understand other life forms and talk in the heart's mind, the heart's language. So that's what I do, and I can do it anywhere in the world. I also teach others workshops how to do this. When you're starting to do it, there are a couple things you need to know. when you first start